And hopefully this is welcome back. Hopefully that scare about campaign saves and things not being compatible with the new version. Hopefully all of that's hopefully it all works out. Well, anyway, we'll see. Though it does seem like loading back into the campaign takes a little longer on this save, so we'll have to get a feel for this. Hmm. Well, anyway, where had we left off? Ah, yes, the Austro-Hungarian Empire with their Scharfschütze class um, light cruisers. Let me see here. I think the war with Britain actually ended. So now we're trying to find a new enemy. And who is that new enemy going to be? Who's the boogeyman that we want to pick on next? I think we were saying work on France. Yes, increase tension with France. Let's go ahead and do that. Now let me see here. We've got the Helgolands. Uh, and then we are building the new Kaiser class. 34,000 tons, and I think that's about where the Kaisers come in, is at 34,000 tons. Now let's go ahead and resume if we can. Oh, we're cutting it close. Like we're less than 300 tons under our allotment. Mm-hmm. 2 more months, the Magdeburgs get done. And were we building any more? Just well, we're building a lot of destroyers for our pals. Um, Sweden buying up some of those 45, Syria buying a mix, and Portugal getting one of the 73s. Okay, where was our research? Small guns, we had just gotten. Uh, yeah, we had just gotten those. And I think we are currently refitting the Siegfrieds. Which actually, let's go ahead and suspend this so that we can get the Siegfrieds done. Um, and then what's going to be next on our redesigns? And the Kaiser and Augusta there is on her way to the North Sea. Though, technically, Technically, I think they ought to be going to the Bay of Biscay. And that other, the Mecklenburg, can go back to port and get a refit in. We'll send the Mecklenburg up there for now. Which, let's see here. Well, we've got a new one coming out in Emden. And this fleet, he's going to pick up the new one over in Tsingtao. Which, let's see here. Let's go ahead and suspend this one and we'll resume this one. Okay. And this fleet, they can continue going on over here. That fleet can get out of the Yellow Sea. Go over there. All right. I think we took care of a lot of clerical stuff. Fleets moving out, going to where they're more so needed. Yes. Okay. Hmm. really have the capacity right now. Dang, and I thought France was going to take Hawaii. Well, that works with the update, so that lets us know what's going on. Uh, okay. Let's go ahead and move the Hansa over there. The Kaiser and Augusta, actually, we can send back down to, I know. It's a lot of back and forth right now, isn't it? It's kind of like, where? Where in the West Indian Ocean is he going? Is he going to Diego Suarez? Well, we'll see, I guess. And how heavy is this fleet? Send you back to Port Sudan. Sends you back to Port Sudan. And let's take a look at our politics. Hmm. Hmm. Well, we don't have 14-inch guns yet. Interesting. Hmm. Hmm. I'm not sure where I want to push research next. Could go with Krupp 2. But those stereoscopic rangefinders also are going to be very important. Okay. Anyway. Uh, hmm. Not entirely sure what I want the politics to do either right now. I mean, I know I want to push for a war with France, but let's see. Okay. Okay. Yep. All right. Well, this is all new. What's going on with that? Hmm. Austria-Hungary, huh? Their army logistics. With their army logistics, they could easily kick my rear end. They'd be easy to blockade too, though, because they only have the one region I'd have to move fleets into. Where is the Austro-Hungarian fleet anyway? He's got one battleship, 24 heavy cruisers, 41 light cruisers. No, I'd go down there and steamroll him. Okay, well, like I said, yeah, all of these V-21s, the ones in Herbeteur, uh, put you guys on limited. And then we're going to mothball them. The 45s were a good upgrade. I think that Saxony should be coming out sooner rather than later. Yeah, within the next turn. Oh, you know, I got plenty, I think, actually. Have to suspend him, too. Go ahead and there we go. Okay. Yeah, look at that. All right. Sometimes it's about balancing production. Sometimes. And the cormorant, actually, we can go ahead and mothball the cormorant as well. Portugal wants one of the Saxony class heavy cruisers. Of course they do. Not right now. Sweden wants to buy V-53. Portugal wants to buy V-52, 53, 56. And I forgot to give a little prod to France there. Uh-huh. Okay. And then the Zaidlets will be launching soon. Hmm. If I do 12,000 tons, that would be 64. So I can actually resume, I think, on this guy. Yes. Okay. Hmm. Sometimes the most tedious thing you can do is cleaning up all the old inventory. Especially when you build a lot of destroyers. I built a lot of destroyers, maybe too many, but that old Princess Wilhelm 19 knots. Yeah, 4,000 ton ship. Mm-mm. Go ahead and mothball him, and I think actually that's a scrap as well. Okay. Okay. Get 3 months on that. When are we going to start getting into more modern, more contemporary cruisers? Okay. Yep, 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 yep. All right. Hmm. Now, did they do something to the mechanics where fleet presence increases? I don't know. Mark III 13-inch guns. Okay. Sweden wants to buy. Portugal wants to buy. Syria wants to buy. Bulgaria wants to buy. Hey, man, that's fine. Buy up all them old ships. I don't want them no more. I don't need them no more. All right. Let's see. Oh, crap baskets. That's why I had done that. Okay, so we'll move this guy out to the West Indian Ocean. It's a 21. That's a 21. Those are a couple of 73s. Let's take a look at Diego Suarez. We've got a couple of 45s. Let's go ahead and move the 73s to here. That way they're ready for the ship. I'm going to move these two 45s over to Port Louis, because we are doing insult and provocation on the French here. Technically, I could bring... I'll bring them over here. Let's bring that whole fleet. You guys can go back to Victoria. And let's take a look at what do we have in Lorengau. Okay. I'm going to build 6 more down. I mean, he wants to insult and provocation on me. Okay, we'll return the favor. I think the British have had their back broke. Um, that much is fairly apparent. Mecklenburg has 2 months left. The Rhineland has 3 months left. Okay, and now it's time to start really considering. Hmm. What do we want to do for our next dreadnought improvement? Because we could do a drastic thing with the Nassaus. No, I think we ought to go ahead and finish up with the Kaisers first. But the Nassaus, well, we could do something really interesting with them. Possibly, potentially. First of all, we could slim them up. Boy, are the Kaisers expensive. Oh, I can probably nix that design upgrade. We could do something with these guys too. Hmm. You know, I also kind of want to toy around with a small caliber but super penny type of battleship, something with a really high rate of fire. Small main battery but large secondary batteries. That might be fun. Hmm. That could actually be a lot of fun. Why don't we try that? Let's go to our design table. Though my small guns aren't exactly where I want them to be. But we do have Mark III 5-inch guns, so I don't know. Do we have triple turrets yet? No, it doesn't look like we have triple turrets yet. But that could be interesting. Something with a really high rate of fire and high degree of penetration. Something with something with 8-inch secondaries and maybe 9 or 10-inch primaries, but with capped AP rounds. That could be very, very interesting. Maybe a higher degree of armor. Coincidence range finders. It'd have to be a close range ship. Um, long barrels. Hmm. Hmm. We'll see. Maybe I'll go ahead and lay the groundwork for it, and then we can kind of update it as we go. Like I said, it could be very interesting. That'd be volume of fire overload. My God. Persia wants to buy the cormorant. Sweden wants to buy the 27. Okay, let's see here. You know, I could take the Nassaus and just put a 4 13.5 inch cannon on them. It wouldn't be anything terribly drastic. It'd be a massive upgrade. I mean, that'd be a major upgrade. Hmm. 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 Well, let's go ahead and see about laying down this ship. Now, the question is, how do we want to set it up? Do we want to use the Dreadnought 3, or do we want something a little smaller? 22,500 tons. We could do a minimal build on this, but I kind of don't like the deck scheme on this guy. Let's see what we get with 24. 24,000 tons. 25,000 tons. It'll make it a little longer. The beam can go to -2. Bulkheads. Let's go with 22.5 knot. Though, let's see here, 22.5. Let's see where we get with this first. Main tower. We'll go with the advanced foredeck tower, I think. Or do we want something a little bit more simple? There, let's go with that. The secondary tower, we'll go with advanced rear deck. Long funnel. May as well start converting to turbines. All right, now the idea here is going to be rate of fire. And we're going to want as much hull protection as we can get on this guy. Coincidence rangefinder with an advanced radio. Okay. But we want to see what we can do here. So let's go with 9-inch guns. And we'll just slap one of them down right there for now. Now, something else we could do that might prove to be very interesting. How many center? We can mount 5 centerline guns. Now, the question is, how do we want to do that? And again, there's different schools of thought for this. First and foremost, what do we get if we do cap ballistics? With heavy shells and dunite. And let's see here. Ballistite, I think, adds to penetration. Yeah. Okay. Well, at close range, we're hammering any of his battleships, really. Now, the idea with this, though, is going to be to try to do it a little bit less expensive. I don't see it, though, to be honest, because the Kaiser came in at 100. How much was the Kaiser per unit? 173 million. Okay, so let's see here. Honestly, I wouldn't be averse to torpedo tubes on this particular ship either, because of what it's supposed to do. Let's see what we get with the main armament first. Which hull did we? So we went with Dreadnought 2, right? Yeah. What if we go with 27,000 tons? That gets us a bit of extra length. Let's go with a 0 beam. I have a nice tight citadel on this thing. Okay. Center line. No, it's not exactly what I wanted to do. So what I'm gonna do, let's run the superstructure a little bit forward. And then what we can do, and I had seen some other ships with a fairly similar layout. Still got a lot of forward weight. Now, if you want to make things real interesting, here's what we can do then. We can put this pair on the stern like so. And then bring this pair, tuck that back here like that. That kind of, there we go. Now, we'll push that to the back. Like that. And again, we're just kind of experimenting with this. But what if we put like a flying wedge type of a layout here? Did I say center lines? We want sides. What if we do like a wedge type of thing here? Now this could be interesting. This could be very interesting. Because now we've got 8 9-inch super penetrating type of guns here. This might get ridiculous. This might get really ridiculous really quick. Electrohydraulic. 18-inch torpedoes. And do we want nose fuse or do we want to try something else here? Alright. So now we can bring 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We can bring 12 guns to bear. Okay. We've got Krupp armor. Let's say 15-inch. 7, 7. 7.5. And 7.5. Now the question is, what do we do for secondaries? biggest we can mount in the superstructure there again is going to be these 88s. I like the 88s. I find them to be a very, very reliable. We'll go with 9.4s. Uh-oh, see, that's going to cause problems. So what do we do here? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Bounce that back just a little bit. Bring that back just a little bit. And then what we're running into problematically here, of course, is going to be okay, so how does that now have a poor sector of fire? I'm sorry. Come on. We've got the bugs worked out. Come on now. Now we want to go with our other casement guns. Because if we go with the 5s, we do 5.9s. If we stick with our standard get up. Okay, ship is overweight. We can remove one of those 5.9s off the bow end. Then what? I mean, if they get close, if this ship manages to get close, right? And that's where we have to get really clever with our armoring. I mean, feasibly, this actually could work. You got some 9.4s, which are going to have almost a 2 round a minute rate of fire with at 7,500 meters. We gotta push. We gotta get really drastic with that though if we're gonna do it like this. If we max out that inner belt, $180 million. It already costs more than the Kaiser, and we don't know how effective it's going to be combat-wise. Now, if we drop down to, yeah, no, the turbines are going to be the only way to go with this ship. Wow, I hadn't even upgraded my steering yet. Oh, that's all right, Zach. Welcome back, by the way. I'm just farting around with a hypothetical build here. Why all of a sudden did the efficiency drop off? Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. Well, actually, what I could do, this might again be something of interest. Now, if I were to do 5 9s, or if I were to bump up to, let's see here, Jesus, even the 7 inch would be lighter. 5 9s, 6s, and then we've got 7s. And I know from experience that the 6 7s are a pretty good size to upgun to. What do we have now? The 6 7s are slightly lighter. Wow, really? You just got back from an old acquaintance, as it were. Actually, those 88s, because they're in the superstructure, I'm going to bump them down. Let me see here. Well, it's funny how some of those old ships are. Um, I'm curious, actually. I'm actually really, this is, again, I'm doing something really kind of, I don't know. Is it crazy? Is it ridiculous? Perhaps. 2 4 6. We're bringing 8 guns to bear, fore and aft, directly fore and aft. And then 2 4 6 8 10 12 barrels on a broadside. Theoretically. Um, I don't know how this is going to work, though. Maybe I should just go up to the next size hull. I mean, I'm literally already at a minimal build for the next size hull. So, this is an idea anyway, a concept design, as it were. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm literally mounting 9.4 inch main guns. Um, which is pretty much what the Germans used in their first pre-dreadnought battleships. After those tumble home designs, um, it's something I'm toying with. I mean, I'm kind of curious as to how this might work. It could be really effective once I get more armor penetrating capability. And I'm going to call this the MG-34 class. Yeah, and that's going to be the problem with it right now is that the because I've got cap ballistic shells number 1, they're not going to do much damage. But I'm actually really considering going overboard on the HE shells as well, because this could prove to be absolutely devastating against light cruisers. Well, the problem with it is white powder I can no longer use. White powder has become supplanted. I've got ballistite and cordite. Um, which, let me see something here real quick. At 5,000 meters, what happens if I put cordite in there at 5,000 meters? So it goes down to 11.9. So the ballistite gives me better penetration. Yes. Yeah, it's what I'm gonna need. But like I said, right now, if nothing else, I'd have a very effective. Yeah, yeah. And cordite was a British favorite, which might explain why their ships were so flammable. Like I said, I'm kind of experimenting with something right now. I don't know if I can get away with it on this hull or if I'd have to do it on another hull. Yeah, that's true. That's true, but right now it gives me better penetration than the cordite, so that's kind of why I'm examining it. The dunite, I have to go with the dunite for the increased penetration. Uh, I mean, it's gonna have to be a point blank ship. Yeah, actually, the brown powder I found out works better than the gun cotton, or well, no, gun cotton is a bursting charge. Black powder is a bursting charge as well, if I recall correctly. Um, yeah, the worst combination is like I mean gun cotton in an early tech. It's nice for certain types of ships, but generally speaking, I didn't really like to use it. Anyway, I'm gonna save this design, and then what I'm actually gonna have to do, I might have to come back. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come back some other time. So Zach, you came in just at the tail end. Um, yeah, I mean, ballistite and gun cotton is probably one of the worst combinations that one can use. But anyway, I am gonna have to come back to this and try these experimental ships out at some point. Oh, ouch. Well, I mean, if you like driving. Anyway, gang. Uh, as always, if you're enjoying the content, please be sure to like, subscribe, follow. It does help the channel grow. So anyway, till next time, this is Wolf 190D signing off.